What's the best way you can create lace in Clo3D that looks professional and labor intensive, but also quick and fast to do? This is the tutorial you're looking for to resolve that issue, and I will show you how to create lace details that are amazingly intricate, but also so easy to accomplish. So this is the style I would like to start making. I'm going to go here to 3D pen avatar. And this is a pen tool that allows you to draw on your dress form, on your mannequin or avatar. So I'm just going to start here right in the middle, and I'm just going to go around and create the support, which is the wire, the underbra. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to start creating the underbra, the wire part. So I'm just going to literally go around and I'm going to speed it up a little bit here just to show you the process. And we are going back down. And you have to go back and click flatten once you have a closed path. And then this is what we have. And of course, it's going to become much nicer once we tweak. So what I like to do is to get the smooth curve. And then I'm going to point from here to here and just click on that ugly line and then click on the new line to drag it. And there you go. We have a nice curved line. And I will do the same for the bottom one. And you can always adjust it with the handles if you want. I can use the pin box tool to secure this little pattern piece I created. So this is the final result. And now I can copy and mirror it for the other side. One important piece is that I am going to go to my fabrics and I'm going to select the leather just because it's more sturdy and stays in place. Okay, now we are creating the cup. Again, we get our 3D pen tool. We're going for the shape we want. And make sure you create a closed path. And then once you're done, click flatten. Now I have my cup created, and now I'm going to use the smooth curve again from editing tools. And I'm going to do the same thing and fix the lines. Or this one, the same for the bottom. And now I'm going to use the pen tool again, the pin box, to secure the edges to the avatar. Like so. Okay. Now I'm just going to literally just sew the bottom piece to the top piece like this. To shape the cup, I'm going to get the internal line and I'm going to cut in the fabric. So this is my internal line. This is what shapes the cup basically to go around the breast. Click right, cut and sew. Okay, so now I have two lines created and I can literally separate them right now and make them a little wider. Okay, and then this is cut and sew, so that's already sewn. Now once I'm pretty happy with the left one, I can duplicate it or mirror it on the other side as well. And this is what we have so far. Okay, I'm using the 3D pen again, and I'm going to start creating the bodysuit. Just go around. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Now I'm going to use the smooth curve again. And just smooth all the edges. Okay, I think I'm liking this. Let's just start sewing. And make a copy for the back. Okay, this is what we have. And we just need to fix the back to make it straight. Sew the sides, the crotch part. We also create a little extension to go on the crotch to create more ease and space for that area as well. Let's freeze the front and the same for the back, or strengthen the back. This is going a little funny. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think it's a little too loose. So I think we might have to reduce the width, and that's what we'll do. So it's a work in progress. You just reshape it as you go. As you can see here, that's what I'm doing, especially when you don't have the patterns and the avatar sizing in place. All you can do is just tweak it and just reshape it like this. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy now with the shape. All right, I added the straps and this is the final result. I'm at the point that I have to build basically this diamond shape in the middle of the bodysuit. So I created this internal line first that goes across. You can cut and sew. For the bands, for the straps, I'm going to use the elastic and strengthen it a little bit in terms of the ratio. And now let's build these parts. We see we have the strap around the waist for this transparent skirt and also the diamond shape. So let's see how I can do this the most efficient way. So let's get the tool, the add point tool. And first the middle, I have to go back to convert to line and cut here. Now back to adding points. First, I'm going to do the waistband, okay. You can use the internal line. Offset internal line and let's put maybe like 30 or 25. Okay. So this will be basically my waistband. You see it's like pretty tight around the waist. It's made of elastic as well. So I have these internal lines in place and now I am going to build my diamond. I created 2 internal lines right here and I'm going to split, uniform split. And then I'm just going to drag it like this. And here we have our 2 triangles that form diamond. I think it should be even bigger. Now I'm going to get the points here and I'm just going to slant this. I think it looks more natural. Okay, now if I have them set up, click and cut and sew. And now I have all these pieces created. I'm going to add the different fabric. So the middle is going to be transparent as if it doesn't exist. It's just better for simulation when you do that, especially when you have cutouts of fabrics. This works best. So you can see it looks transparent now that we put transparency to 0 or opacity to 0. Gonna move this to black and then we have the waistband too. Okay, I have my pieces. I'm gonna move this to white and in the middle, I'm going to trace the pattern. So let's just select the lines first that I'm interested in. It's gonna be the bottom ones. Okay, and now go to trace as pattern. Now let's click here, cut. I'm interested in creating the panels for the skirt part. So we're going to do the same for all of the panels of the waistband, basically. And after we finished, we sew them to the internal lines we initially created as well, like so. We arrange them for sewing. Merge. I think this was the quickest way for me to have the waistband at a particular place. And we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, next is to choose a very fine mesh fabric. So I'm going to go to Closet Library. I think I really like this one, House of You. Let's assign the mesh. This looks great, and we all need to change the color to black. Okay, I'm really liking this. We need to create the straps now. So I just literally created a rectangle, and the tedious part is to set it in place. And you can do this with the pin toolbox. First, let's position it where we want it to go. So it just has to meet in the middle, like so. And I like to sew it to the side seam part. Of course, we can select the particle distance to like 2 or 5. Well, 5 I think is the lowest. And you can secure it in place with the pin tools, like so. And of course, you can make it smaller or bigger. Okay, second one, you can strengthen it. They're not as soft when you maneuver them, and I think that's great. So you can basically, if you want, pin them to the dress form, and this is how it goes. Okay, we have the third one, and this will go under the skirt part. Okay. So we made the waistband first layer. That's why it's green right now. Let's deactivate the waistband and watch the simulation. Okay, not bad, guys. We are progressing. That's the important part. So honestly, the best skill is patience in this case. Once you know the tools, you just have to have the patience to create the small details that make all the difference, really. Okay, and now copy and paste on the other side. And now they're gonna meet in the middle. We'll have to create the circle part here, but for now, I'm just gonna pin them in place. At the point we add lace to our project. And how do we do this? Fast and efficient. Well, you can find vector files on the internet and you can just add them to your project. And you can also use Illustrator to manipulate them and tweak them and put them in the right place. With the editing tool, offset pattern outline, default corner, and okay. You'll have these two extensions. You can edit them, click on the line, cut and sew, and these are the patterns, the new patterns that we will apply the lace to. You can change them, you can delete the point, you can make them smoother corners, or just change the shape altogether. Now we will select these new patterns and apply the transparent fabric. So you can put just a white fabric and then just move the transparency to 0. I'm going to export all my patterns as Adobe PDF and then just import it to Illustrator to tweak the lace, and I will show you. All right, I have all my patterns in here open in Illustrator. This is one of the vector files I downloaded, and I will use this for the bra detail. I'm going to transform this into a pattern brush. So you can just select everything, drag and drop into the brush panel. Pattern brush, okay. Okay again. And now I have my new brush there. Now I'm going to use the pen tool and create a line similar to the pattern I just have. Okay, and then I apply the brush. And now from window stroke to modify the size of your stroke. A window. And you can put this to 0.75 or even lower. So as you can see, I played here with a few variations to see how it looks like. Once I'm happy with it, I will create a new artboard for it and export it. I'm going to have it in an artboard by itself, and then in Clo, I will import or add. Okay, this is the right side. Make sure in the base color map, you click desaturate, and then you can use the black color. Using the graphic tool on the right, I will drag the vector file and voila. Then now I can just expose it as much as I want. To the edge, as you can see here. And it looks very natural, but also very professional. I have my left side as well saved. And this is for the bra part. Now I have some lace downloaded for this diamond shape. Now I'm tweaking them so they can overlap and kind of look like a seamless pattern. So the same, there's two triangles and they have a fabric with opacity at 0, so they look transparent. And this is how I can apply the graphics on top. Now a different category of lace is on the mesh. There's the lace details added that I will place on top and change them, manipulate them, change the rotation and the location to how I want it to look like. And I will do the same on the bra pads. It looks very cohesive and natural. Okay, and this is what I have so far. Now, this is what I have so far with the lace applied. And that was very quick and easy too. I mean, pretty easy, I would say. I will have some lace on the edge of the bodysuit on the leg part. So I will go back to my Illustrator file. And this is all I have applied. And I have a new lace added that I'll use for the leg. Again, I will drag it into the pattern brush box. And I have this for the leg part. And the same, I have little artboards for them, and then I will export the artboards to import them into Clo3D. Okay, Clo3D here, add them, and now I will apply them. And look how cool it looks. And then you will have to do the same for the right side, for the back. And the same here. Okay, now that I am done with this, I will need to create a ring that holds together all these straps. Now that I have the ring, I will need to add fabrics and create a loop to hold the ring. So I'll do this in the front, and I have one for the back as well. Now we'll do the last part, which is the skirt that has some beading, and I would like to choose a different mesh from freepik.com. And I think I found the right one. Open it in Illustrator. I'm going to expand it. Let's see how it looks like. I'm going to make sure the repeat is in place, and I'm going to save it. I had this skirt panel created, and it's all these panels. And then I have added the mesh fabric in Object Browser, and it looks like this. Now I need to create these internal lines right on the mesh. And from there, I'm going to duplicate them so they go all the way through the mesh panels. So you basically offset as internal line. So click right, offset, and then I have about 60. Okay, they don't go much further. I'm going to create these, and then, okay. And then I'm just going to go to the last one and create a few more. If it doesn't work, to add more than 60 or 70, okay. Offset. And now I have them all ready. Now we will go to Closet and add the rhinestones. Okay, so let's go here to Closet to connect, and I will need to find some interesting rhinestones. I think these look about right. Now I have them in the panel. And segment top stitch is very useful here. Just click on the rhinestone, and then in the segment top stitch, and then in the property editor, let's look at the length and the thickness. So we make them a little smaller. And also I want them spaced out. Okay, and now I'm going to do this for every single line until the end. And there it is. I have all of them. I have the same one for the back panel, which I'm going to adjust in the back. And then sew the side seams. And then after that, I need to sew them to the waistband, like so. And yay, we're almost done here. I think it looks great. I have all the details in place. The lace, the beading or the rhinestones, and that's it. This is the final result. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me or just drop a message below.